Good morning. Welcome to Creative Companions, where we're believing mirrors for one another. So happy you're here. It's 11 o'clock. We're going to get started very soon. Supplies for today. You're going to need a piece of cardboard. I have a random size here. Whatever size you have, bigger than 8 by 10. That's going to be your canvas. You're going to need some magazines that you don't mind tearing up, a pile of magazines, some glue, a glue stick, and scissors. We are going to be discussing chapter 4 of The Artist's Way, which is recovering a sense of integrity. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Let me get to the right page. I'm so glad you all are here. Hi, April. Yay. I'm really glad you're here. It's nice to see you again. This is going to be a fun one, y'all. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to get here. Even my live audience is, my hair looks funny, just showing up. Hi, Mary. Glad you're here. Hi, Bonnie. Glad you're here. You got scissors. Grab some glue. So, Danielle, you're welcome to sit in here now if you like. There's not as many people participating. Just sit at the other end of the table from Bonnie. And you'll need to grab a cardboard for yourself, whatever size feels right to you there. And then we have magazines there. You have scissors, glue. Hi, I'm Kim. I'm your creative guide. If you're new, welcome. If you're coming back, I'm glad you're here. Um, we're working with The Artist's Way. Whether you're not, you have read the book, you'll still gather a lot from this creative experience. We're going to start with meditation, as we do every week. And I can see the comments this week. That's good. Yes. So keep commenting, people, as you show up, and just let me know that you're here. The more the merrier. So welcome. Let's take some deep breaths together. Get comfortable in your seat. Have all your things you need there with you, and just get ready to sit in this spot for the next hour. If you need a drink of water near you, go ahead and grab that right now. I'll give you a minute, or your coffee. I have a cup of coffee today. It's a little chilly. So yeah, and go ahead and start breathing like we've been practicing. Deep breath in, pause, and breath out. Remember that the sounds that you hear in your environment just help you to relax more. And no sorries necessary. Kids make noises. Um, for this meditation, we're going to start off a little different. We're going to start, this is a Zen meditation, meditates with eyes open. So we're going to start off that way with eyes open, but also adding that breath, that conscious breath. So eyes open, deep breath in, pause. Just go ahead and sigh it out a couple times. Just let it all go. Gather your breath. And just keep breathing with me now. I'm going to talk a little bit talk you through it. So we meditate to come to the present moment, to be here now, in this room, in this moment, in this body. Breathing in and out. Feel your feet on the floor as you continue to breathe. Relaxing more. Continue to breathe as you consider the blank canvas. Hold your cardboard canvas in your hands. Continue to breathe. Focus your sight on your blank canvas. Just stare at your blank canvas. Continue to breathe. There's no thing there. It's new. It's a fresh beginning. Continue to breathe. This moment, every moment, is a chance to begin anew. Breathing in a calmer you. Each breath leads to the next. Just as each image we add to this blank canvas will lead to the next. There's no thinking necessary. Just breathe. As we silence the mind and slow the breath, we become more present. Life, like art, happens moment to precious moment. Now we are relaxing into the creative process. Deep breath in. No need to be nervous. We're just going to have fun. Breathing in and out. Grateful. Grateful for this moment, this opportunity to create something new. This blank canvas is all you. This is your individual new beginning. Consider this a fresh start. This is a new year. Just breathe in and out. Slowing your breath. Now closing your eyes. Let your eyes close for a few moments and only breathe. Still your heart. Still your child. Together we just breathe. And remember that the sounds around us help us just to relax more as we go within and feel our heart and feel our feet and feel our breath going in and out. Those sounds don't irritate, they help us relax more. Deep breath together. Sigh it out. More present now. I'm going to open our eyes and consider that blank canvas again. Keep breathing. Now you can look around the room, put your canvas down, take in the now, take in your now. It's so good to be here. It's good to be here now with you all. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Bonnie, for being here. Thank you, everyone at home, Shannon, Brenda. Thank you for being here, Mary and April. I'm so glad that you all here. So here we are together in the now, in this room, in our own bodies, in our own space. Free to just be for the next hour. Free to just be here with me, okay? I'll guide you. No need to be nervous as we together do this thing, this creative thing. So I'm grateful that y'all showed up. I'm grateful for another opportunity to share the healing of the creative process. It's my belief and my experience that creativity heals. And I believe that we're all creative beings and therefore have within us the natural ability and desire to create. So it's my mission to help people uncover that part of themselves that's so often hidden by self-doubt, society's expectations, trauma, our environment, and to silence that censor and learn to listen to that voice that says, oh, I could do this. I could do that. I could try that. Yes, I could. And I will. Learn to say I will. Learn to say yes to yourself. Learn to say I can do the thing. I can make the painting. I can sing the song. I can do the dance, whatever it is. And we find just in doing the thing, we heal and we feel better and we get into the flow, man. It's not about the finished product. though we will get there. It's the act of doing the thing, of the play in the moment with your artist self, that the healing happens. It's in the living of the life, it's in the creating of the art. That's how you get there, man. So today, as we do this creative thing together, as much as you can, silence any voice in your head that pops up, that tells you something negative, that tells you you might be a distraction to someone else because you're fidgeting, or whatever it tells you. Just silence that and just be here now with yourself and allow yourself to flow onto this page. Take away any need to judge what you're creating, or to even think about what the outcome, what you might be projecting in your mind. Take away any of those projections and just be here now in the moment. If you find yourself drifting off into thoughts about the future or controlling thoughts about the art you're making, maybe stop for a second and do this. Come back to your breath. Relax, relax. We don't have to be nervous. We're just going to have fun. I'm quoting my granddaughter, River, when I say that. She said that when she was like 3. Like, yeah, the wee ones know stuff. Okay, and so just like you wouldn't look at somebody else's canvas and tell and say something negative about that, give that same respect to yourself. Um, stay in your own space, in your own body. Though we're doing this as a group thing, and there may be other people in the room with you, in your home with you. This, like I said, this is your own individual, personal process. Just like your journal and your morning pages is your own personal process. So I'll tell you again why we use cardboard, because there's way too much cardboard in the world, and let's make something beautiful out of it. Also, if we were using a bright, shiny new canvas that we paid money for, we might feel pressured to make it like a masterpiece, and then, we start trying to control ourselves. And I'm not about any of that. So take your magazines now. Just randomly grab a magazine. I'm going to set this timer for 20 minutes. For the next 20 minutes, just flip through your magazines and tear out anything that you feel like tearing out. Don't think about why you're tearing it out. Just if it strikes you, a word, a picture, anything. All we're doing now is tearing out pages, accumulating pages for about 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm going to set my timer. Here we go. So just tear out pages. If somebody could hand me like 2 more magazines, I already got to tear out a few pages. I can't get up. Can you do it? Multitask. Thank you, darling. I'll try to tear out some more as we talk. You can just set your cardboard aside for now. So this week we're talking about, before we start talking about this week, let's do our check-in. How's everyone doing with the morning pages? Every day still? So Bonnie's consistent every day. This is the second round of Creative Companions for Bonnie. I'm consistent every day with the morning pages and write daily. Danielle, you're new to the group. Do you do any journaling or diary?
I do, but I haven't in a little while.
So, what the Artist Way and Julia Cameron recommends for this course of 12 weeks is that you do a practice called the morning pages, which is 3 pages of brain drain in the morning, and just allowing yourself to flow onto the page, silencing the censor, writing down whatever the brain thinks, letting it come out the hand. She suggests that you just keep the hand moving. If you're thinking, this is stupid, I don't know what to write, that's what you write. And amazing things happen. It's a real strong. I've been journaling and working with this tool since my son was born, and he'll be 27 this year. Yeah, so I have piles and piles of journals, and it's a meditation. It's where you get real with yourself, and we're going to talk about it a lot more in this week's chapter. So that's morning pages. If you're doing them, bravo. If you're not, I suggest that you try them. Give it a try this week. In the comments, if you want to tell me anything about your experience so far with the morning pages. So the other tool that Julia recommends that we use is called an artist date, which is a block of time. She suggests 1 hour once a week for you, yourself, and your artist only. This is a challenge to carve out this time strictly for yourself to do something fun, something your artist child would enjoy. You know, and for me, that's painting. I got to spend a day like just like knocking it out day before yesterday, or maybe it was yesterday. It was yesterday. I had a really fun day painting. Um, any artist dates? Bonnie, any conscious artist date?
I watched a TV series. I cooked for myself.
So Bonnie watched a TV series she really enjoyed. She's really enjoying cooking for herself. And yeah, so an artist date is very challenging. You know, we have a lot of responsibilities. We're moms, we're, um, you know, wives, we're working people, or whatever our thing is. And to carve out just an hour, 1 hour a week for yourself can be so difficult. And learning to think of that as self care, not selfish, is a challenge. Um, but as I learned, if I took that hour once a week for myself, and often then it became an hour a day for myself, I was a better person for it. And I did better in my daily tasks and my presence as a mom, my presence as a friend, my presence as a spouse. Um, I showed up better for those things when I took care of myself in that way. So I highly encourage that you try an artist date. It could be a bubble bath. It could be a long walk. It could be swinging on a swing, go to a playground. You know, maybe you like to go down the slide. Maybe you like to hula hoop. Maybe you like to play the banjo. You know, whatever your thing is. So that's our check in. Um, how about reading the chapter? It,
I did. It was awesome.
Good, good, good. So we have some comments about the morning pages. Good. Um, so Bonnie read the chapter. I read the chapter several times. It's a good one. Talks about honest changes, recovering a sense of integrity. Well, what's the word integrity mean? I looked it up. Integrity is a firm adherence to a code of moral or artistic values. So who are you? What do you believe in? What are your codes? What are you living by? And often those are buried. And we find out who we are and what we believe in our morning pages. We begin to sort through the difference between our real feelings, which are often secret, and our official feelings, those on the record for the public display. Official feelings are often indicated by the phrase, yeah, I feel okay about that breakup, about that job. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Um, what do we mean when we say I feel okay? The morning pages force us to get specific. Does it really feel okay, or are you numb? Are you angry? Are you dissatisfied? Okay is a blanket word for most of it, us. It covers up all sorts of squirmy, awkward feelings. It's frequently a signal of loss. We officially feel okay, but do we really? At the root of a successful creative recovery is the commitment to puncture our denial, to stop saying it's okay when in fact it's something else. Hmm. There was a time in my life when I was really depressed, but I would say I'm okay and I would put my smile on when I went out. And there came a time when that just wasn't even possible anymore. And yeah, I was real effing far from okay. That was often my answer with tears in my eyes because I'm journaling and I can't lie about it anymore. And then there you are in that place of awareness, you know. And Julia says that she's noticed that when people hit that place of awareness through their morning pages, they want to abandon them. Whenever an unpleasant piece of clarity is about to emerge, they get distracted from the morning pages. When the morning pages start showing them who they are really and what things they could possibly, yeah, do or be or change or invite, they run away. Over any considerable period of time, the morning pages perform spiritual chiropractic. They realign our values. If we are to the left of the right or the right of our personal truth, the pages will point out the need for a course adjustment. We will become aware of our drift and then aware of how to correct it. And if nothing else, to shut up that voice in our head, or that voice that's writing those morning pages, that higher self that knows. Know that you know. It shows up in your journal. To thine own self be true, the pages say, while they're busily pointing that self out to you. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. So I'm going to read a quote here by Chekhov. He says, if you want to work on your art, work on your life. There's another way of saying that. In order to have self-expression, we must first have a self to express and know that self. That is the business of the morning pages. I, myself, feel this way, that way. No one else needs to agree with me. I don't show my morning pages to anybody else. But this is what I feel. The process of identifying a self inevitably involves loss as well as gain. Sometimes we don't like that because we become aware of our boundaries when we're identifying ourselves. As we clarify our perceptions, we lose our misconceptions. As we eliminate ambiguity, we lose illusion as well, and we arrive at clarity. And clarity creates change. You suddenly become aware, oh, this job's not working for me. I've outgrown this. And like my old sage in the woods in West Virginia, Sally says to me in those moments, and what are you going to do about that? That's the question. So in addition to posing problems, the pages will eventually pose solutions. Faced with impending change we have set in motion through our own hand, through our own wanting to grow and change, we suddenly want to mutiny, curl up in a ball, and bawl our eyes out. This is too hard. You know, we start those self-defeating thoughts. You might even say, I don't want to raise my consciousness. This is too hard. Thanks to the morning pages, we learn what we want and ultimately become willing to make the changes needed to get started. But often not without a tantrum. We are human. To get to that place of being willing, like me becoming willing to quit smoking cigarettes, that whole part is a huge process. To really be willing. I'm really willing to grow and change. Whatever that means, whatever that looks like, whatever that takes. And then you're off on the journey. Boom. So no pain, no gain, the slogans say. I don't want to raise my consciousness. Well, thanks to the morning pages, we've learned what we want. And now, not without a fit, in Sanskrit, there's a word called akriya. That means a spiritual or emergency or a surrender. Or you could think of it as a spiritual seizure. Akriya is like that thing that comes up to challenge you right when you think you got it. You've made the commitment to the morning pages. You've been doing well. And all of a sudden, a bunch of people come over and they want to talk to you during that time. And you feel the anxieties building up. Or it's something even bigger than that. You know, you suddenly get physically ill. Or break your arm and you can't write with that hand anymore, you know, and what is this? Well, this is a challenge, and it's an opportunity to surrender and just let go. And maybe even learn to chuckle at it, like, oh, right, this is what I'm working on, and now here is a challenge. Here is, I'm trying to meditate and the baby's crying. How do I remain calm through that? You know, that's your kriya. That's your opportunity to surrender and let go and just find that calm place. You know, we're just here now sitting in this spot. Okay, so In short, morning pages point the way to reality. So this is how you're feeling. What do you make of that? What are you going to do about it? My advice is make some art about it. People often believe that a creative life is grounded in fantasy. The more difficult truth is that creativity is grounded in reality, in that particular, focused, well observed, specifically imagined thing that you bring to life through your creativity. As we lose our vagueness about ourself, our values, our life situation, we become available to the moment. Boom, here in the now. And it is here in the particular, in this moment, that we contact our creative selves. Until we experience the freedom of solitude, we can't connect with ourselves authentically. So we may be enmeshed, but we're not encountered. We want to encounter ourselves. And we do that by adding moments of solitude to our self-care. And your morning pages can be 10 of those moments. Maybe it takes you 10 moments to write your morning pages. That's 10 moments meditation. That's 10 moments that you are honoring the self and getting to know the self better. So art and creativity lies in the moment of encounter. We meet our truth, we meet ourselves. We meet ourselves and we meet our self-expression. We become original because we become something specific, an origin from which work flows. As we gain or regain our creative identity, we lose the false selves we were sustaining. And this can feel traumatic. It can feel like grieving. We're in the land of the unknown for a minute, you know? Like I would say, ooh, I'm in that spot between dreams, like where I really don't know. Like, you know, and I know this new way is emerging, but it's not clear, you know. We want a clear picture. We want a crystal ball. We want to see into the future. Just stay present. Just stay here and expressing yourself. You know, we live in the void all the time. We definitely live in the land of the unknown all of the time. And it's safe here. And you can just express and be. So one of the clearest signals that something healthy is afoot is that angst feeling, the need to weed out, sort through, discard stuff, organize. That's a sign of healing. You're pruning your nest. You're getting rid of the things that you don't need and becoming more aware and making room for the things that you want to manifest and the things that you do need in this new life that you're creating, because you're always creating and growing and creating something for yourself. So when the search and discard impulse seizes you, two cross currents are at work here. That old you, hey brother, he's back. That old you is leaving and grieving, and the new you is growing. So we learn to celebrate that. Thanks, Dan. Now you may find yourself feeling volatile and childlike, which may bring on a little of anxiety and fear, and that's normal. A child is changeable and growing, and you are. Thus, that feeling, and that's okay. We're learning to nurture ourselves. Be prepared for bursts of tears and laughter as you go through this process, because bittersweet it is. It's so fun for me to watch my friends go through it. And 1 minute crying, and next minute joyful and bursting, and myself as well. um, you know, you may find that you feel like you're in the void and it's unknown. Just keep creating. Just keep walking. Just keep moving forward. It's important to know that no matter which form your growth takes, there is another kind of change, slower and more subtle, accumulating daily, whether you sense it or not. The beautiful butterfly that you're growing into, you can't get further from it. You're moving towards it. You're becoming it. Same with your art. The beautiful art that is yet for you to create is just waiting. and you'll get to it. We all have unfinished ones lying around that we'll pick up and turn into something whoa, 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 amazing one day. So when we have engaged with this creator within to heal us, many changes and shifts in our attitude begin to occur. I think we should stop tearing out pages. Oh, we have 2 more minutes. So if you still want to tear out pages, do. Um, if you want to start cutting, that's going to be what we're going to do next on our project, is take those pages now and take your scissors and start cutting out the parts of the pages that caught your eye. What was the part of the page? And just cut that out however you want. And I'm going to try to do that as I talk, because and then if we don't finish our what are we making, what do we call this thing? What we call things is important. It's a collage. It's going to be all these things we'll put together and glue them to the board. You've probably figured that out already. We could call this a vision board. People call it that. Um, some of you made these with me last round of Creative Companions, and I've made many, many, many of these. And I love to make them once a year at least. And I love to keep them up in my art space and see them. One of my favorites has a little boy sitting like meditation position at the top of a mountain. And then the words say, I might be the smartest kid in the world. I love it. Um, and it's interesting to like calling them vision boards, manifestation station, getting to know me. You can, when we're done with this, we'll talk about what things we can learn about ourselves by looking at this. Um, so yeah, call it what we will. But we're going to cut out our shapes now. And I'll set that timer again. So for at least so the reason I set a timer and say like for 20 minutes, let's cut, I want to take away your need to feel like you should rush. Um, because slowing down is a practice. That's an art form in itself. Peaceful, easy feeling is what I'm looking for. And being patient with myself and moving slowly and taking my time and allowing myself to take my time. I often rushed myself through everything. I rushed my children some, and I regret that, but they watch me learn to slow down and meditate and just keep breathing, y'all. That's all you really need to do. There's our timer for our tearing. So make sure you stop tearing out pages now and grab your scissors. How you doing at home? Do I have any new comments? Not yet. Okay, I'm going to reset our timer here. Whoops. If you haven't, take a few real deep breaths for yourself. Wash yourself in oxygen for a few moments. Okay, and continuing to cut. Okay. So you're going to sense some changes in your energy patterns. Your dreams may become stronger and clearer, both by day and by night. And that's fun. So this idea that we're believing mirrors for each other. Namaste. The good in me, the God in me recognizes the good in you. I believe in you, you believe in me. We're believing mirrors for one another. So then thinking that idea of the mirror, some of you are familiar with Louise Hay. She does a lot of mirror work, which is addressing yourself directly in the mirror and learning to love yourself and say that to yourself. So what the morning pages are doing, I like this visual that she has, that Julia Cameron uses here in The Artist Way, when she says, what you have been doing week by week is wiping the mirror, cleaning the mirror. So as you become a better believing mirror for your creative companions and your peers, because it's often easier to do that for others than for the self. So as you're doing that for us, and then you're writing in your morning pages and you're taking your artist date and you're showing up for yourself on Sundays to be here with me and do this thing that we do. You're wiping the mirror clean, and you're learning to be a believing mirror for yourself. And when you're a believing mirror for yourself, then that beautifully just inspires everyone around you. So, conditioned as we are to accept other people's definitions of us, this emerging individuality can seem like self will run riot. It is not. People may even say things like that to you. Maybe your well-meaning mother or best friend may say things to you like that. Who do you think you are? You seem full of yourself. Well, I hope so. You know, I hope your children are full of themselves too, because we are ultimately joy, and we've buried that part and we don't feel free to express that, and that's what we're learning to do. And think about it, the musicians on stage, man, they're the joyful ones up there singing their song, and we feel it and we love it. We can be it. We can be it through our own art, through our own expression. Hell yeah. So the snowflake pattern of your soul is emerging. Each of us is a unique, it's funny because I just cut out this little snowflake looking thing. Look at that. Right when I said that. Hi, Donna, welcome. Grab yourself a cardboard, whatever you want to do. So the snowflake pattern of your soul is emerging. Each of us is a unique, creative individual, but we often blur that uniqueness with things like sugar, alcohol, drugs, overwork, underplay, bad relationships, toxic sex, underexercise, over TV, undersleep, the need to do. Many forms of junk food for the soul. The pages help us to see these smears on our consciousness. And the pages at least give us that 10 minutes in the morning of writing when we're not smearing our mirror, when we're doing something good for ourselves, and we get used to doing good things for ourselves, and we start learning that it feels good to do good things for ourselves. And maybe ask yourself that question in your journal every day. What good thing am I going to do for me today? Yeah. You may long for the time when there was no sense of possibility, when you felt more victimized, when you didn't realize how many small things you could do to improve your own life. Because once you realize that there are, then you got to do them. You got to be your own best cheerleader. You know, I used to say kick your own ass. No, 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 no. Don't do it that way. Do it gently and softly. Just gently nudge yourself along. Give yourself kudos for the baby steps you took today. It's just, it happens in small moments, this life thing. So one technique that can be very reassuring at this point, when you realize that things are possible, change is possible, I could feel better, I could try doing these things and see what happens. Put it in writing. Make it an affirmation that you write in your journal. Thy will be done. My will be done. My will be done. Oh, what is my will? What do I will to be done? There's a question. In this moment, just breathe and be present. I'm glad you're here now. I'm glad you're all here now. Oh, hi, Patty. I'm glad you're here. I just saw that. I'm going to scroll down the comments 1 minute. Anybody new who showed up? Hi, Christine. Okay. We want to know more, is what I'm cutting out. So here's some affirmations you might try writing. I receive good willingly. Just like, maybe you've noticed, we receive negative things that people say. We take them, we receive them, we hold on to them. What do we do with compliments people give us? We deflect them. Oh no, I'm not that great. Oh no, look where I messed up. It's not that great. That's what we need to learn to take those compliments in and hold those. We also have learned and saw where we push our good away, right? When in that moment, maybe when we're about to receive that good, that shame comes up about receiving it, and we deflect it. Learn to do the opposite. I receive good willingly. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all of the good coming my way, whatever good it comes in. I live in the land of love and abundance now. And the same good. Oh, okay, let's take away the selfish aspect that we all go, oh, is it selfish to want all this good for myself? All right, then say this. The same good, abundance, well-being that I wish for myself, I wish for all. What if we could all have all that and feel that way? The same peace I wish for myself, I wish for all. Yeah. So, so how are y'all using your morning pages? Are you discovering yourself in there? I'd love to hear anything you want to share. Um, Comments, about that. The next part of this chapter was called Buried Dreams, and an opportunity to excavate our own paths for shards of our own buried dreams, for our own delights. As we realize we've been so busy with life, we haven't stopped for a minute to go, oh, how have I changed? How am I changing? What do I like now? Or what did I like that I forgot about? Playing the banjo, that's me. So she asked us to list 5 hobbies and 5 skills that we don't have that might be fun to have. Bonnie, you had some experience with that one. With learn what in this chapter, what skills might you like to have that would be fun to have? And so in the last 6 months, Bonnie's learned to play the guitar, which goes great with her singing. And aren't you finding that a fun skill to have? Yeah, absolutely. Right? Um, so just knowing that and those things that you don't know, you can learn at any moment that you put your mind to it and you want to. It's just learning that you want to. It's remembering that you like chocolate cake with milk on it in the morning sometimes. Because Grandpa ate it that way. That's how Pat did it. Right? So, chocolate is still in the freezer, yes. There's always chocolate in my house. If anyone needs any, just let me know. So yeah, just, remembering who you are, looking at who you've been, who you want to be moving forward, realizing that just like these little pieces of a puzzle that we're cutting out here for our vision board collage, the life experiences that we are continuing to have are just pieces of a puzzle. It's all little pieces of your own puzzle filled with what? Synchronicities and Boo Radley moments. Lots of those that are just indicators that, yep, you're on the way. You're on your path, sister, brother. Yeah. So the next thing in the chapter let me read this quote first from Brenda Euland because I like what she has to say. We're always doing something. Talking, reading, listening to the radio, planning what next. The mind is kept naggingly busy on some easy, unimportant external thing all day. True that. Meditation, creating your art, is an opportunity to give that organ a rest, to give the thinking mind a rest. And in that resting place is when the Boo Radley good ideas pop up, or in your morning pages. So another way to encounter yourself is reading deprivation. What? No reading? That's right. Could you not read for a week? We have a daily quota of media chat we swallow up like greasy food. It clogs our system. Too much of it and we feel fried. Watching the news too much. It's a paradox that by emptying our lives of distractions, we're actually filling the well, our own well. Without distractions, we're thrust into the reality of the sensory world that we live in. With no newspaper to shield us, that ride on the train that we take to work every day, reading our book, becomes a sensory adventure. As you put the book down and see the sights, the sounds, you hone in on that conversation. Look for snippets of weird in your reality. That's a fun one, you know. So reading deprivation casts us into our own inner voice. Man, you're going to listen to that voice in your head for a while. See what it's saying, And this is a space that some immediately want to fill with new words, even if it's just music, the same music that we've heard over and over and over and over. Um, Interesting. So it's an interesting experiment to do some reading deprivation. You know, um, we often cannot hear our own inner voice, the voice of the artist information above the static of the TV, of the radio, of the chattering of the children. Um, we often have headphones in even during our tasks. I have really believe in being single mindfully aware of what you're doing, which is not what I'm doing now as I'm talking and cutting and trying to make sure I identify with you at home once in a while. I am multitasking. We are made to think that multitasking is really wonderful thing and you should be good at it. I believe the opposite is true. I believe that we are much more effective when we are single mindfully aware of exactly what we are doing and experiencing in the now. We'll cut a nicer circle if we're totally, and which is I'm cutting circles right now, if we're totally present with the scissors and with the process. We can cut a beautiful, perfect circle. Um, if we're distracted and even by mind chatter, we may, you know, have a whole different experience. And as we learn to be the observer of ourselves, you can notice how differently you function. Um, and being single mindfully aware of what you're doing takes a willingness to validate for yourself and speak for your boundaries. Um, I'm cutting vegetables and processing what I'm doing next with making dinner. I can't talk to you right now. I love you. Um, you need to be able to say these things to protect yourself and stay with yourself. When you feel yourself being disassociating, is what I call it, and being taken away from the now, um, you need to learn to be able to use your feet and also your words. And learning to use your words kindly to speak your boundaries is such a challenge, man. For me, at first, my voice would shake. I'd get to the point where I was almost crying before I could even say what that boundary was. Small example. My friend was sitting in the living room and we're all talking and having a good time. And he kept tipping his chair back and hitting it on one of my pieces of art that was hanging behind him. And the first time he did it. Okay, if you want to start gluing, go ahead, because we have about 20 minutes left. Anyway, I let him do it 5 times before I got myself able to say, could you please move your chair out a little bit? And when I said, could you please move your chair out a little bit? He immediately looked behind him and went, oh my goodness, why didn't you say something? And scooted the chair very far away. So it was easy. And then when we find that using our voice was easy, remember that, because it'll make it easier next time. Yeah, so we talk a lot about validating for ourselves. Okay. So if we monitor the inflow of information and keep it to a minimum, we'll notice that the outflow of art increases. Our own thoughts and feelings will begin to nudge aside the sludge of blockage to loosen it and move it upward and outward until once again our well is running freely. Reading deprivation or media deprivation is a very powerful tool and a very frightening one. For most block creatives, reading is an addiction. So yeah, you might want to consider trying that sometime. Because if you're not reading, you'll run out of work and chores to do eventually, I hope, and fill some of that time and space with play. Yeah. So there's some tasks at the end of every chapter. And it's so fun for me because I've been using this artist way for, I hear the cranes. Sandhill Cranes just gave us one honk on their way by. Hello. Um, So as we're doing these collages, here's a quote at the end of this chapter. It's by Meister Eckhart. When the soul wishes to experience something, she throws an image of the experience out before her and enters into her own image. So that's what you're doing here with your little vision boards. And I've noticed I have to be careful what I paint because I'm often have seen that painting manifest into a future reality that I didn't see coming. Even my painting alone is a reality that I didn't see coming. I was a photographer for a long time. I wasn't a painter. I went to college for photography. I used to paint in high school. Haven't done that for a long time, I used to say, till I did that. And then, wow, I found out how healing that was. And, and it's a practice. Healing yourself is a practice. Think of it that way, too. And, and a practice takes time, and you're learning and growing all the time as you go. So practice self-healing, friends. Mm. They ask you to time travel and remember yourself at 8 years old, and then they ask you to must have asked you to write about yourself as an 80-year-old. I like what I wrote. Yeah, and what I was starting to say before I read that quote was it's fun for me to use the same now tattered artist way book year after year after year after year and see the different things I wrote and see which ones of them came to fruition already. And patience is a practice, my friends. We do not get to control the timing of things. You may have heard me say manifesting my life on the road and my dragonfly, my RV. I mean, I was for 15, 20 years saying, I am thankful for my home on wheels. I am thankful for my life on the road, showing my art. Um, and those affirmations were with no clue of the how, no clue. And to just put out there to the universe and to yourself what your true desires are, and then just watch the things show up. And maybe next year we'll be doing Creative Companions together, or again, you'll look back at your book and go, whoa, I did the thing and the thing and the thing and the thing. Heck yeah. So yeah, I would love to see your vision boards and post photographs for me. I realize you're probably staring at the top of my head at home, but no, we're all just doing our own thing and cutting out stuff. So next week, we are going to be reading about recovering a sense of possibility in chapter 5. I believe in the good things coming, coming, coming. There's an affirmation for you. Happy 2021, everybody. I'm glad we all made it. It's just another date on the calendar, just another moment in time. Grateful that we're all here. Grateful that you all are here. Grateful to be at the Grateful Hammock. Grateful for another moment to share and create art. I'm so thankful for y'all, creative companions. Honored that you shared this time with me. I'm about to wrap it up here. If we could share a little affirmation ping pong here, or how about this? Let's do the two things. Let's just do two. Two things we're looking forward to in the next week. Keep it short. Um, I'll go first. I am looking forward to continuing my oil painting in this week. And what else? What else? What else? Well, I don't even know what week it is. Oh, I am looking forward to continuing a new yoga practice called breath. Anybody here want to go next? 2 things you're looking forward to? Journaling. Journaling and one more. Journaling, says Danielle.
Journaling and painting.
And painting, lovely. Bonnie?
I'm looking forward to that yoga
Yoga
also, and finishing the books that I wanted to finish this year.
and finishing books. No reading deprivation for you.
No,
No.
but I'll tell you what, I used to read the news and now I don't even look at it.
So, right, that's a difference.
That was what I was trying to
I
do,
remember.
the reading deprivation.
Right.
I
So,
wasn't gonna look at the news and now I don't look at the news.
so Bonnie's saying last time she did Creative Companions, she was a news person looking at the news all the time. And so through this, that was her reading deprivation. And she's totally eliminated looking at those apps. So yeah. Bonnie, you want to share 2 things you're looking forward to? Painting and playing guitar. Heck yeah. I'm also looking forward to next Sunday again already. Being here again with y'all. So exciting. So anything's possible, everybody. Yeah, so keep at it. Love yourself more and more and more and more and more and more. This brings us to the end of this week. And this Creative Companions. Does anyone have one near complete that I could show? Nobody's glued yet. I haven't glued yet. Have you glued? Oh, could I hold it up?
Yeah.
So we have one here that has been glued. Can somebody else hand me that? I can't get up and neither can she.
Bonnie, would you
I've
pass
got,
it?
okay.
Or
Donna
would
can.
you pass it?
Donna can. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm stuck here. You're stuck there. So here's one. Ah, yes. Life shot worth taking. Looking for some solar energy, I see. So yeah, please share with us when you're done. Post pictures either in the comments or I'm trying to get the pictures to all go into an album that if you go to the Creative Companions page and go to albums, you should be able to add your photographs of your art there. But if you add it in the comments, I'll add it to the album. So whatever works. Whatever's good. So thank you again for being here. Creative Companions is my way of giving back to the arts community, to the humanity community. I'm thankful that I get to use my art and my experiences in ways that bring healing to all. And I'm thankful that you're here to share that with me. I do have PayPal and take donations to help fund my art supplies and things. It's Kim's Photo Art at AOL.com. KIMSPHOTOART at AOL.com if you feel moved to make a donation. Also, I have a website coming soon. These videos are going to be available on a YouTube channel soon. You can always buy my art. I'm not doing festivals because of the virus, so I'm getting geared up for more online sales and promotions. But in the meantime, if you're interested in any art, I have posters and cards of everything. Right now, you can look at it at Art by Kim Keffer on Facebook. I have a calendar for 2021. And let me see what the people at home are saying. Thank you so much, April, for being here. You're welcome. Oh, yeah, hula hooping. Somebody's looking forward to. That's good. Yay. I will, Brenda. I think you mean post my link to my PayPal. So, all right. Well, thanks, everybody. Enjoy your week. Enjoy yourself. Be kind to you. Love yourself more and more. And we'll see you next Sunday at 11, Recovering a Sense of Possibility. Peace. We love you.